I'm beginning to wonder if my assessment of these decks was wrong. I've been grinding on a previous location of a cleat. This cleat was repaired by the previous owner at some point in the past. When we were underway, it was in really rough shape. It looked like it was slightly problematic when we bought the boat, but when we were underway, it started leaking, which put water into all of the electronics, the wiring harness and everything so we had salt water pouring in here. No way of dealing with the issue at the time. Later that day, the seas calmed down a bit. We were able to dry it out and we put tape over it, but now trying to do this repair properly, removing some of the balsa core here and doing a sufficient cut back here, because this is slowly sloped so I can put each layer of fiberglass on and build it up in a way where we end up with a really good bond, because if you don't put enough face on that, it will peel up like ours just did. Okay, you can see I've got some space under here I'm gonna have to fill. Likely to do that with marine grade plywood. This is getting pretty thin, otherwise I'd grind all this out, but it looks like this cleat probably ripped all the way out at some point in the past, and this is new glass here. And then this, a little bit of mess, but I'm going to lay down a nice, maybe 2 or 3 layers of fiberglass in here. And then hopefully we've got space left for the plywood. I think we'll go with small and slowly getting bigger until we get all the way to the outside of this. I'm going to tape around the edge so don't go too much. Well, at least tape over this metal because I don't want to make a mess there. It looks like there was still gel coat around this, so they didn't deal with this either in the past. Because you can see they put black primer on here and then repainted. So, getting to see the layers of the boat down here. Maybe not my favorite. Alright, so I wanted to cut a little bit shallower, so I've duct taped a grinding wheel on so I only go a little ways in. So, we'll see how that works. Oops, bent the blade a little bit. Maybe a little more. Oops. My blade's a little bent. Seemed like a good idea. Alright, this piece now I don't have to grind out. I'm going to, with plastic, draw out. I'm going to cut my fiberglass so that I've got a nice pattern. As long as I can get this done before about 1 o'clock, which I feel like I have most of it ready to go, it'll be sealed and we don't have to worry about it. So, I want this done by noon today. Okay, now I need to transfer this pattern. I'm going to use this piece of triax here, just because it fits nicely. You may remember earlier I was grinding out a bunch of fiberglass in the deck. So here I am cutting out pieces to put back in. It's going to take at least 8 layers to get back to the deck thickness. And because there was a bit of a slope so that the fiberglass had something to attach to, we're cutting out progressively smaller pieces so that when we finish we'll get a flat surface.
So these are some pieces that are going to go onto the deck, where Travis is finishing up laying down some glass. Pretty much the same process as we did with the chain plates, just on a much more easier surface to deal with, being that it's flat.
We've got the top structure for this cleat really well put together with a bunch of fiberglass and epoxy. Now we're moving down underneath just above the nav station, and we're going to be adding a couple layers of fiberglass to make sure this stays good and strong for us. Have to clean things up a bit so that it'll stick well because it's all pretty dirty, and we should have a great bond. Wiping down with a little acetone. Alright, this is going to be the bottom side of the patch for our starboard cleat that came pre-ripped out on our boat when we bought it. Using a little bit of Silica and high density filler to hopefully make this all a little stickier, because we have to put this up on the ceiling here. Got a piece of peel ply on the back to start with. Once I get this wetted out, I'm going to add a little more thickener and put the thickened stuff up on the ceiling to fill in some of the gaps and also hopefully get this to stick to the ceiling better. Always find getting things to go up on ceilings to be a little tricky. Okay, I need to sit for a few minutes. I'm going to add a little extra thickener into this. I think I got the right amount. Nope, still not thick enough. I'm going to go grab some more. Alright, this is looking like it should work pretty well for what I want. Put paintbrush over here, slide this over here out of my way. And now I can do anything here. Alright, pulling peel ply. Eventually we'll have this mounted just like this. That looks like it's gonna work good.
The joys of scraping old Sikaflex to reveal the brighter stainless below, both tedious and satisfying at the same time. Then came the polishing, which oddly enough, I also enjoyed. So here's a nice shiny bit, and you'll be able to see the rust and the pitting that was hiding behind that old Sikaflex. Yeah, this is why you should remove your stainless, people. Anyway, after that, I was jumping over to the holes that we drilled out where the teak goes and filling those holes with epoxy. A lot easier said than done. So, I've been trying so hard to get all those little holes sealed up. This is attempt 3. There's little 2 right there, right above the E and the A. Yeah, they drilled out and the tape stuck. I haven't checked that one, or that one yet. Today's been a productive morning. I finished the stainless polishing for the rubrails, so yay, that's good. And I only had 3 holes that I needed to redo on the port side for the screws. So I drilled them out, vacuumed them, and refilled them with epoxy and taped them over and hoping for the best. It's New Year's Eve and almost 10:30, and we are going to be calling it quits very soon. That's it for now.
This is badly cracked. There's a 1 7/8 inch hose going into this. If this were to have failed, this would sink a boat. You can see the rust starting to come through here, so 40 years is kind of too long for this. So, let's see if we can get this hose off. I've gone for a much bigger set of tools. I thought I was gonna need a knife, but nope. Close position, and you can still see outside. Yay! That's safe. Okay, time to grind this guy off. Ground it out outside. Now I can pull it off in here. And there we go.
So why is this so difficult to do?
Our boat has a lot more angle than our stands.
It is scary, just a little bit. The problem we were having was our wind vane. Travis had to go up and push it to a way that we could raise the boat up more, but now we're having another problem, being our, whatever that is, that he's climbing on to try to fix. So they can raise the boat up so we can drop the rudder. It's always something.
Opening our first can of all-wood primer. These pieces are ready for their prime coat and first coat.
What are we going to do today?
We are putting bottom paint and epoxy onto the bottom of the boat.
You sound tired. What time is it?
It is 6:40. We were up an hour and a little bit ago. We're dragging. We've been here for over a month. We've worked every day. I'm tired. Ashley is tired.
Good morning. Who are you and why are you on our car?
I'm just a traveling stranger with Captain Morgan as my bribe.
Hi.